men's perspectives regarding menstrual pain has rarely been explored. This International Women's Day, the topic chosen by ETHealthworld is men's take on menstrual leaves. Women are allowed menstrual leaves in some Southeast Asian countries, including Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan. Spain as well recently approved a law allowing those with painful periods to take 3 days of paid leave. With the passing of this legislation, Spain became the first European country to allow women with specially painful periods to take paid menstrual leave from work. Recently, the Supreme Court of India refused to entertain a PIL calling for the introduction of menstrual pain leave in the country. The Supreme Court said there is a policy dimension surrounding the issue, and the onus was on the central government to make such a scheme a reality. With the video that follows, we bring to you men's perspectives on acknowledging the normalcy of menstruation and promoting an open and supportive workplace culture. Thank you so much.
So the societal setting that we are a part of, particularly in large metros or a great cities, it might not still be a taboo to a large extent, or at least to some extent. But I think that in other parts of India, particularly the rural ones, and India is largely still a rural country. It I'm sure it's a taboo. It's a big taboo.
People generally avoid but since it is a natural thing, so there should not be any shame, or we should discuss about it.
No, not in tier 1, tier 2 cities is what I feel. I really haven't been to a tier 3 city, but with all the promotional campaign and awareness campaigns going on from the government side, I think it's no longer a taboo.
Yes, it is in a lot of places, but I mean, as we are progressing, we are growing in our own job pathways. You'll see that a lot of people are now open because the world, everybody wants to follow what the Western countries are doing. And I mean, when we get to know how other organizations are following, we keep hearing so many things about menstrual cycles of especially in the organizations. So I mean, we are very open, we understand a lot of things, and I don't think it's a taboo anymore. Girls, women in our offices, they're very open, and that's absolutely all right. It's like accepted by the men folks. The barrier was until and unless the men, the old school people were not open enough. Now I think everybody is. This new generation understands this very well, and it's very, it's a very emotional thing for men as well, because we are surrounded with women in our families and in our day-to-day life. So we do give a lot of importance to a subject like this.
Except for perhaps in one instance where a colleague mentioned it, and she didn't use the term menstrual pain. Of course, she referred to pain in the abdomen, and I had the sense that she is talking about this. And how should we react to it? Of course, this is one of those really important, crucial, sensitive topics. They have to be taken seriously. We have to not just understand ourselves, what it really is, what it means, what are the implications, etc. But we also have to inform others and take it upon ourselves to ensure that a lot of people know about it.
I asked her if she would want to take the day off, or she just wants to relax for the remaining day. Nothing in special, I'd say. It's a normal cycle and a humanly thing that happens every month. So yes.
I mean, I have not really, but since we are adults, we understand by just looking at the person. So we do have that soft corner that the person is not looking in a right fit today. and the person should be left alone or should not be forced to work or should to be allowed to leave early. So I mean, it has become so obvious that one can figure out, and then you have you behave in such a way.
I don't think so, because for me, I think it's one of those personal things where, so there might be cases where a woman may not want to go on leave, right? Because what I know is that while it's a reality, but it's also a fact that the extent of the pain, for example, right? It depends. It varies from one body to another, and it depends on a lot of factors. So in some cases, who knows? There's a person who might not want to go on leave. So making it mandatory may be an issue. But yes, if there is a desire to avail leave on owing to reasons related to this, definitely there has to be. We have to be sensitive enough to understand it and allow it.
Since it is something which is a natural problem, and being as a man, while we have some small kind of injury, then also we have to face so much of pain, and it is something which women are facing on a monthly basis. So we should pay respect, and whatever kind of help is required, we should give to them.
Maybe yes, maybe not. It depends on the condition. So it's not that every time you are having a very strong menstrual cycle, you are not. Sometimes it's very easy for a woman also, I'd say. Not always, but then the intensity of cramps, what I've heard, sometimes it's very high, sometimes it's very less. So not necessarily every time, but then if she's feeling very uncomfortable, then yes, why not?
There we have started seeing, in fact, a lot of multinationals have started doing it in India. We should not be left behind. Every organization should take a step forward to start with 5 days or 2 days or whatsoever is in best interest for the company and for the employees. So yeah, I mean, at least the first 2 days should be permitted to everyone who is going through this.
Mild pain during menstruation is a very normal affair, and that is something which each one of us who's having ovulatory cycles would definitely go through. What is very important for us to understand is that initially, when a young girl starts having periods, may have some excessive pain. All depends on what and how she has been counseled and her pain threshold. But sometimes, when this pain continues for a few months and even later on, we must definitely dig into finding out the reasons for it, because so many times there could be some anatomical causes for this excessive pain during menstruation. Like we know, fibroids can lead to excessive pain during menstruation. Even endometriosis is one of the leading causes of dysmenorrhea, and it should not be ignored because it's a progressive disease. So, whenever a young girl or a woman is actually complaining of excessive pain during menstruation, she should definitely go and visit a doctor and look for the possible reasons which could be rectified in relieving her of this excessive pain during menstruation. The burning question today, which we are all fighting for: should women get leave during menstruation? Now we know that there are many countries who have actually, looked at this as a problem or as a suffering for women on a monthly basis and have provided them some amount of leave. But what is important for us is that it's important for us to understand that some girls or some women may also use it as a camouflage for taking unnecessary leave. Now, since menstruation is a very, very normal phenomena, I would really say, in my own opinion, that yes, women who are really suffering, if they have excessive pain, a leave is something which should be granted to them. Now, if they are taking leave month after month, then we should be definitely looking into the reasons for this, because there could be many other contributory reasons for misusing in availing this leave. And a very, very important aspect, because I have seen, When I was a school girl, young girls would come and say that I will not do PT, the physical training period, or I will not, play games because I am having my periods. And I myself, I used to play everything and I would forget about the menstrual pain. So we must understand that there are definite ways of curbing this pain and looking after yourself, and we should not make it as an excuse. But yes, wherever required, a leave should be granted. There are many ways of relieving pain during menstruation, and I would say a very gentle activities to be maintained. If you're just lying down in bed, it's not really definitely going to help. But if the pain is too excessive, a hot water bottle or a gentle heat in the lower abdomen and back is definitely going to help. Even a warm water bath is also going to help. You can just sit down in the tub and have some hot water bath, which is definitely going to help. Now, other ways of thinking are that if you just keep on doing your day-to-day chores, uh, most of the times women forget that little mild pain which is there. But if the pain is excessive, then we must definitely go and look up to a gynecologist and find the reasons. If you don't find a reason, then sometimes taking a few pain relieving pills can also help us. Now, what's important here is that many a times young girls and women can have excessive vomiting and severe pain, which can basically go into the legs and the groin and even in the back. And here, a visit to the gynecologist with an ultrasound scan should be considered.